This quote I learned stays with me by Ralph Waldo Emerson. What lies behind us, what lies ahead of us is small matters compared to what lies within us. I had a rough childhood. My parents were both practicing alcoholics. The neighbors let the authorities know, and the authorities came one day and took us all away, all 7 of us. But my mother did not relinquish all of her rights. I was a ward of the state. She would visit my foster home maybe once a year, but you know, she never could quite get it together to get us back. I was in a state home for girls around the age of 4. I was separated from my parents, my 5 brothers, and my 1 sister. I was then placed in a foster home where my feelings weren't validated. My feelings didn't matter. My foster mother, around the age of puberty, told me she hated me. And I couldn't live without love. And a few years later, at the age of 15, I shot myself in my abdomen with my foster father's loaded rifle he kept under their bed. I also became an alcoholic. I was a practicing alcoholic, and I went to my first AA meeting with my future husband, Tom Wright. At that meeting, I heard my story around the table. I've been sober 24 years now, one day at a time. That recovery, being sober, is crucial to my ongoing recovery from mental illness. It's all related to my spiritual condition. My mental health recovery and my AA recovery, they're intertwined, and one supports the other. Without both, I couldn't be the person I am today. I was homebound back in the 90s. I was homebound when a community mental health case manager by the name of Deb Slater asked me to join a new DBT skills group. DBT stands for Dialectic Behavior Therapy, and is a form of cognitive behavior therapy, especially for those who have the diagnosis of borderline personality disorder. The gift DBT gave me was a new way to think, which in turn changed my behavior. Dialectic behavior therapy skills started me on the road of recovery. Then next I decided to attend church. It seems like I always had a spiritual side that had gotten covered up. I attended a small storefront church. Finally, I was baptized. All I know is that I went down in the water one way and came up a different way. People who are recovering from mental illness, they want to be accepted in society. They want to be a part of society. They want to be included. Quote, stigma refers to attitudes and beliefs that cause people to reject, avoid, or fear someone they perceive as being different. I know we can look a little different at times. It's depending on where we are in our recovery process. But we have good hearts, and that we want to be redeemed and become a part of society again. And I think people should be given that opportunity. I think our society should allow people to be accepted and included, even though we have a mental illness. But that is our way back to healing, is having a purpose in life and having a place in the community. That's our way back to wholeness. That's our way back to stability. That's the growth process. Those are the steps that we take along the road to recovery. Charter House is a psychosocial rehabilitation program through community mental health for the mentally ill. Charter House is not a residential program. It's a building we come to. We take care of our building. Before I started Charter House, I didn't have a place in the community. I was homebound. But starting Charter House was a goal. I decided I no longer wanted to be homebound, and I was ready to take the steps necessary to become a part of the community again. I think that if my peers in mental health would slowly learn to accept responsibility for their lives and then live their lives one day at a time, or even one moment at a time, and then they ask God or their higher power to do the rest, then they too will be on the road of recovery.